And from the Sufi vibes, we are presenting classical poetry, classical thought in different languages, in English, Hindi, Persian, and English also. So today, the couplet is from Surah of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, and that couplet is very much comprehensive on unity of being. And the unity of being is the great theme of mystical dimensions. And throughout Islamic teachings and Islamic mysticism, it is a strong theme of oneness of being. And that oneness of being was offered and reflected by Sheikh Akbar Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, Sheikh Akbar, known as Sheikh Akbar. So this bait is of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai from Surasa, and he says, Pani Jalla Jalalahu, Pani Jan Jamal. He himself is majesty, he himself is the beauty of the soul. Pani Surat Piriyandi, Pani Husn Kamal. He himself is the form of beloved and perfection of the beauty. Pani Pir Murid Thiye, Pani Zul Jalal. He himself is both the spiritual guide and the disciple. Sab saboi hal manjhai malum thi. Every state of existence is discovered from within. So this is a four-lined couplet reflecting different themes and thoughts, focusing on self, being, Pani Jalla Jalalahu, Pani Jan Jamal. Surat Pani Surat Piriyandi, Pani Husn Kamal, Pani Pir Murid Thiye, Pani Zul Jalal, Sab Saboi Hal Manjhai Malum. So these are different themes, as theme of Jal Jalalahu, as theme of Jan Jamal, as theme of Surat, and as theme of Kamal, and as theme of Zul Jalal, and as theme of the internal and awareness and awakening of that. So Surasa is among the most metaphysical sections of Shah Risalo. It explores divine unity, self-realization, inner consciousness, mystical perception. The present Bait is an expression of Wahdatul Wujud. ही बैत वहदतुल वजूद जो बेहतरीन मिसाल आहे. हूअं सुरासा में वहदतुल वजूद जी ॻाल्हि आहे, इश्क जी ॻाल्हि आहे, पाण सम्झण जी ॻाल्हि आहे, ऐं माण्हू जे अंदर जे ज़मीर जी ॻाल्हि आहे, ऐं तसव्वुर जे इदराक जी ॻाल्हि आहे. So this bait is about unity of being. Linguistic features of this bait are repetition, parallel syntax, symbolic vocabulary, mystical terminology, and rhythmic balance. The repetition of Pani functions as the central grammatical and semantic axis. Pani, Pani pase Panak, Pani Zul Jalal, Pani, he himself. So that repetition provides the grammatical and semantic axis. Lexically, this bait has different terms, as the word Jalla Jalalahu, meaning is divine majesty, and mystically it is God's transcendence, Jamal, divine beauty, mercy and love, Piri, beloved Almighty Allah, Husn, beauty or divine perfection, Peer, spiritual guide, mentor, divine teacher, Murid, disciple, human seeker, Zul Jalal, Lord of Majesty, absolute being. Morphologically, the repeated pronoun Pan creates emphasis, exclusivity, and identity. These three themes are reflected from that repeated pronoun Pan, reflexive pronoun. and it is repeated 6 times. It produces semantic unity and reinforces absolute divine agency. Syntax of this bait is every line follows an identical construction. Subject, predicate, example. Pani Jalla Jalalahu. The parallel structure creates rhythmic harmony and conceptual symmetry. Stylistic devices used in this bait are anaphora, repeated opening, pani, parallelism, balanced and systematic clauses, enumeration, sequential manifestation of divine attributes, stylistic symbolism, external language pointing towards inner reality. Semantic structure of this bait is 3 interconnected levels appear here: divine essence, divine manifestation, human realization. So these 3 stages are interconnected, and these 3 levels appear from this path. The final verse resolves these 3 into inward knowledge. Jalal and Jamal. These both are different aspects and dimensions of Almighty Allah. Islamic mysticism divides divine attributes into Jalal and Jamal. Jalal represents majesty, power, glory, justice, and Jamal offers beauty, mercy, compassion, love. The Bait unites both the dimensions in unity. Jalal Pani Surat Priyandi Pani Dan Jamal. Divine imminence, the beloved is not distant, the beloved is not external, the beloved is not separate. He appears in beauty, he appears in existence, he appears in consciousness. So these three places the Bait reflects. This reflects Bhattai's doctrine of God is present within creation without being limited by it. Then Peer and Murid, disciple and the spiritual mentor. Perhaps the most profound line is Pani Peer Murid Thi. God is simultaneously teacher, student, guide, seeker. So meaning every movement towards God originates from God himself. So in this way, Rumi has also reflected in his poetry that he himself is clay, he himself is part, he himself is potter. Then comes Wahdatul Wujud. According to Ibn Arabi, only one being truly exists. Multiplicity is appearance. It is because of perception or human understanding. The Bait particularly illustrates unity appearing as diversity. Self-knowledge, last line reflects self-knowledge. Manjhai malum thi. Knowledge comes not from books, not from argument, but from inner realization. This emphasis on intuitive knowledge is central to Bhattai's philosophy. Epistemology, 2 forms of knowledge are discussed in this bait. One is external, the other is internal. From external point of view, the knowledge is reason, the knowledge is language, and the knowledge is the books. Internally, it is intuition, it is experience and observance, it's divine unveiling. Bhattai privileges experiential knowledge. Symbolism of this bait is very much prominent. Jalal means transcendence, Jamal, imminence, Peer, divine guidance, Murid, human soul, beloved, ultimate reality, within, spiritual heart. Comparison with Rumi and Bhattai both teach self-annihilation, both teach divine love, both teach unity, and both teach inner discovery. Rumi says, the one you seek is seeking you. The one you seek is seeking you. Vitai says, everything is already within you. And Vitai also says, andar dini unya pani unya unake. Those who have thirst within themselves, the water is thirsty for them. That is Vitai's theme. Their perspective converge on experiential union with divine. Philosophical themes of this Beth are unity of being, identity of seeker and sought, divine manifestation, non-duality, mystical consciousness, self-recognition, inner illumination. Unity of being is the main theme of this Beth. And that unity of being means everywhere God is omnipresent. And if God is omnipresent, then He is everywhere, and His presence covers this whole universe. Therefore, the Sufis say that the being is only one, and that is called Vadat. So, being is only one, and all the other things are diversity, are because of human perception. So, things are very much interconnected and they create one being. Then comes the identity of seeker and sought. Seeker is to some extent, when he goes in that throughout that journey, he remains seeker, and when he is accessing to the climax, he has been absorbed in the reality, and he becomes the attained power of that one. As Mitai has said in Sasri, the Sasri Thestu Punu Thesapan Sasrita Sturava. And then divine manifestation. Whatsoever we are teaching, thinking, orating, drilling, that is divine manifestation. Voluntarily we are doing or involuntarily we are doing something, to some extent we are expressing the nature. And there is no, according to Bhitai, there is no concept of duality, because if everything is part of that one whole, then there is no duality. Mystical consciousness is the comprehensive consciousness leading towards reality. Self-recognition is the first step of recognition, as it is said that man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbahu. One who has recognized himself, he has recognized Almighty Allah. And then comes the inner illumination, and inner illumination is also the polishing of heart. And Bhitai focuses on polishing inner self. अखर पढ़ अल्फा जो व्यावर कसब विसार अंदर तू जार पना पढ़ने कितरा. So here there is difference of both types of knowledge and also polishing inner self. And Bhitai wants to polish inner self and create inner just like a mirror, so as everything may be reflected as it is. Reality may be reflected in that mirror, and that mirror is the mirror of heart. As it is clear, so will be the vision. Modern relevance of this path is, this path offers insight into identity crisis. That is global crisis. Everyone is moving towards seeking and searching the identity. Either the poor people, poor countries, poor societies, and the so-called developed societies, everyone is on the path towards in search of the identity. Many books have been written on that theme, identity crisis, because entire world needs an identity, and for sake of that identity, they do attacks, and they also plunder resources from the world, and by that search for identity, they also destroy others' identity, and in that way they dishonor the freedom of other people, independence of other people. Then the second thing which is being discussed in this world is spiritual psychology. Spiritual psychology has different dimensions, and all the mystic saints and Sufis have discussed it. Mindfulness. Sufis focus on it, that every time you must be mindful. मंझा मुंहिंजे रूह जे वञे साजन विसरी मर लॻे लूह थर बावियो थी मरा विसारिया न विसरन संभारिया 100 वार जैसा घंडी लार ते सजन चुणकन चित्त में. That is the focus of mindfulness. Every time you must be aware, you must be conscious, and Sachal Sarmast has said that Jodam Ghafal Sodam Kafir. So every movement must be movement of remembrance, movement of life. And then comes self-awareness. Self-awareness means the awareness of individual and its different dimensions. From this physic to the psychological profile of human being, to the spiritual profile of human being, and all of the systems of human being, and complexity of the brain. That is the part of the recognition of that self. And then interfaith harmony. People observe faiths differently because there is diversity. However, sometimes they create conflicts among themselves, and those conflicts destroy and disturb interfaith harmony. Then it is tried to develop a syncretic environment to honor the interfaith harmony. However, it is not a good solution. For that purpose, there is a better solution, that we must focus on the humanism and humanity from where every faith has emanated. So we must focus on humanism and humanity to honor harmony. Then holistic consciousness. This world, this universe, and this individual, they observe holistic consciousness, and if there will be holistic approach in this world, then there will be peace and security too. Its message remains relevant in contemporary discussions of spirituality and human identity. Concluding this whole discussion about this Ved, Bitaille teaches that God is the beginning, God is the journey, God is the destination. The seeker discovers that the guide, the disciple, the beloved, and the truth are manifestations of one reality. Reality is one. So this Ved is very much beautiful Ved, and it also teaches different things in different with different perspectives, and Sufis have covered very much good themes of even mundane themes, and through this Ved, as Shah Latif says, Pani Jalla Jalalahu Pani Jama Jan Jama. So there is similarity in majesty as well as in aestheticism. There is similarity in forms and as well as in beauty. There is similarity in the mentoring and in the seeking, and so is the majesty of Zul Jalal. And in this way, every situation of that journey will be observed and will be perceived from within oneself. So this is all about this Ved of Shah Abdul Latif Bitaille, and that Ved provides good guidance for mystical dimensions as well as for spiritual seeking, and also mundane matters, and it leads us towards singularity of humanism, singularity of path, singularity of universe, and diversity in observance. Thank you very much. You have watched me and kindly share your invaluable opinions about this discussion about this Bait of Shabd Latif Bitai. Thank you very much.